So when you lay your rifle down and you go home, and you're sitting across from the person you love or the person you trust more than anyone in the world, and that person looks at you and says, "Tell me the truth. Tell me what it was like." What are you going to say?
I'd tell him, some days you get a win, and some days you don't. And the days you don't seem to be more than the days you do.
In March of 2003, coalition forces invaded Iraq. 7 years later, more than 100,000 American troops are still there. In 2008, I picked up my camera and headed back to the big sandbox and met up with Baker Company of the 115 Infantry. I made a deal with them. I'm willing to die with you if you're willing to talk to me. This is what I saw.
Come in! Attention!
Alright, listen up, fellas. A lot of change going on over the next day or two as we get ready to move down to another area. I was down there this morning. The dirt is still there. The rubble buildings are still there. We're approximately 90 days from going home, and I was given the order that Baker Company would be assuming a new position and having the opportunity to bound south and start a new combat outpost. The challenge that we have as a company is that we have to move out of an area that we've worked in for 8 to 10 months and move to an entirely different area, which is not as secure as this one that we had been living in. It's going to be a great experience to get down there. You won't think it is now, but later when we get back, to say, you know what, we fixed an area and now we're moving to a whole nother battle space, and we're going to have a huge impact and plant the Baker Company guide on in a whole nother AO and affect a whole nother spot. The boys were torn they've heard the stories of the area we're going to, as it's not a very safe area, and obviously instant concern for their well-being, and a little bit of hey, why are we moving now? We're so close to going home. We got to get the game face on and get ready to go down. Business as usual. Go down there and get business handled, and we'll get on home and tell these war stories over a couple beers. Okay? All right. Company. Attention. As soon as we get in the area, I expect somebody to try us. We're the new guys on the block, and I expect somebody to try us. And as soon as they try us, we have to be able to respond with lethal force and kill who that is that's thinking they want to try us, and set the tone immediately.
I'm Specialist Ariel Quijano. I was born in Philippines. I'm 21 years old.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Actual lawyer.
I wanted to go into business. I wanted to be an astronaut, whatever a little boy wants to be.
I never had Army on the mind. Never in a million years I thought Army. I was like, Army? Who the hell want to join the Army? You know, I want to be told what to do. Fuck all that shit, so.
Specialist Aaron Christopher Hanker from St. Ansgar, Iowa, 21 years old.
My name's Sergeant Jose Alberto Gutierrez. I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Paul Marion Brawley, 27 years old. Currently my family lives in Corona, California.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Soldier in the Army.
Really?
Yeah. Since I was a little kid. My dad was in the Army for 23 years.
And I've got 5 older siblings. None of them were ever interested, but it got to me, and I got all jonesed every time my dad would tell me a story, or I'd find some kind of clothing in the garage or metal somewhere.
My name is Sergio Reyes. I'm from South Central California, South Central LA. I'm 20 years old and I'm in 3rd platoon. I'm a 2nd squad saw gunner.
What's a saw gunner?
This is the fucking saw right here.
Private First Class Bankston from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Specialist James L. Foreman, coming to you live from Iraq.
Specialist Downs from Woodstock, Virginia.
From Columbus, South Carolina.
From Bedtone, California.
Yuma, Arizona.
From Silsbee, Texas.
Greenville, Texas. Mentor, Ohio.
Growing up in LA, I wanted to be just like a few of my cousins were, you know, these great street thugs, gangsters. But another part of me, ever since I was little, I wanted to be in the Army. I wanted to be a soldier, so I got to realize that dream.
I was by myself when I went to Iraq, and I had like 5 backpacks, huge backpacks of shit. And I remember getting into a Black Hawk chopper from a forward operating base to head out to Cahill to meet the Baker boys. And I remember getting on this chopper in the middle of the night and feeling, what the hell am I doing here? I'd spend a good portion of my life in places people call war zones, and had dropped out of it and quit, didn't want any part of it, and I saw these American faces on television. Thousands of American soldiers dead, tens of thousands injured, thousands more were coming back with emotional and mental disorders. And you look at their faces in the newspapers, on the TV screens, and you can't see them. And I just wanted to find out what they were thinking. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I thought it was worth the risk to go over there and ask these kids, what do you think? What do you feel?
All right, real quick, guys, I know we got a few things to get done right before we leave. I just want to reiterate that obviously we're leaving Cahill for the last time today, going down to set up a new place. Expect that within, you know, a few hours, somebody's going to see that we've become the 800-pound gorilla sitting in their backyard, and they're going to want to come see who we are and what we're there to do. It's day 1 of an 88-day deployment is what it is, all right? It's not day 290-something or whatever it is of a 14-month deployment. It's day 1, all right? Let's go out there and get it done for about 88 days, no problems, and get on home. All right, guys, have a good one. Damn, dude.
In this area, 50 miles south of Baghdad, the Baker boys were the spearhead of the counterinsurgency surge. Their mission was to move deep into the Badlands, build a combat outpost, and turn the local Iraqis from enemy to friend. With orders like that, and only 90 days from going home, no one in Baker Company was taking a minute of this mission for granted.
New home.
There it is.
All right.
It's official now.
It's official. Cobble.
Hey, 6 Delta 6, Lima Charlie. They're coming down this road right here. We are here.
Say
sergeant actually pointed that road out to me earlier.
They're
Coming
just,
down the river
and I'm
road.
just on, they're not stopping. There's like a lot. Every time you look, there's another 6. You got about 5 or 6 that dart across this field, and we lose them right here in this dead space, and they're actually getting in trucks, coming up, backing up. My guess is they're just reconning us, seeing what all we got going on.
We're here at our new combat outpost, Carver. See right here. The problem is we got a road right here, and bad guys travel up and down on this road. So we're putting in a berm, as you can see right here, to keep us separated from the bad guys.
Cop Carver, our new home. Bad guys are out there. We know they're watching us. We just moved into their home. It's ours now. If they try anything, we can take care of that. But gotta build this place up.
Lieutenant Eno had called and said how many days you need a pack for. I said, you know, better pack for to be here a minute, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen, you gotta pack for to be here a minute.
They see us here, they're gonna try something. I would bet. I bet me. Now if they don't, that's good, but if it was me, I'd test us.
Yeah.
Here you go. As you give the briefing, you gotta hold him up. All right.
Sir, don't smile at him.
It's okay. He had a combat wound the other day, so he lost one here.
Yeah, there's a squad in my platoon that has a mascot, Teddy. Me and Sergeant Brawley found that guy. It was a little doll's head. We found him on the very first dismounted patrol. We call him the War God.
We need a safe trip, right? As you can see, we've all got arms, limbs, and everything attached. Let's keep it that way.
Teddy learned to quit while he was ahead.
Yeah, no pun intended, Teddy.
And instead of sitting there going over in our mind, oh my God, I can't believe Sergeant Coombs broke his back. I can't believe Daniel and Parrish are hurt. I can't believe Garza's not coming back. I can't believe Shelton got hurt and is going home, things of that nature. It gives us a chance to think, Teddy should have a girlfriend. We should find him a girlfriend. What would her name be? Venus. Yeah.
We're fucking ready? All right, today we're gonna do a soft knock of Durea 1. All right, should we take contact, of course we'll return fire, a lot of fire, kick in the closest door, secure a foothold, and we'll make an assessment from there.
And make sure you got all your protective gear. Your helmet, your eye pro, your hearing protection, throat protector, groin protector. Don't get it twisted, all right? When you get down there, make sure you got your gun barrels in each alleyway. The only person that should be smiling and shaking hands should be the blue one. Be alert, be vigilant, be ready to kill at any moment. Everybody understand? Any questions? Anybody got anything else to add that I might have missed?
Got you back.
What are you doing? You choking, man?
Took a drag on a cigarette.
Hey, Brawley.
All right. War guys, mount up.
A lot of people give me slack, because my guys, I keep them relaxed. But it's so funny to see them just, you know, just as soon as you hit the switch, the light comes on, and just as soon as they hear a crack, they're just whooping ass. I mean, it's just, it's arousing. It's just, I don't know, I love it. I love that feeling.
The feeling you get on the road, just driving, waiting, you know, you sitting there waiting, thinking to yourself, you know, is it gonna blow up now, 5 minutes from now, if at all? You know, so it definitely keeps you on your toes. It's pretty cool.
I saw a video on YouTube, and this explosive flipped a Bradley. You know, I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking 32 tons, and this explosive flipped it like it was nothing.
You're driving around the town, and you've got kids waving, and you know, miss it, or chocolate, chocolate, and then the road explodes. And the vehicle in front of you doesn't exist anymore.
That's such kind of shit I don't want to, you know, I don't want to think about, but I have to, because that could be me. You know, them fuckers could be videotaping me getting killed.
Okay, I'm gonna have some, like, if he's got a place or somebody in the village that he wants me to meet with that represents the village, I'd like to go there and then have the rest of my guys kind of visit the houses. Okay, thank you.
Anything he's missing? Any water? Any food? Anything he's really hurting on?
احنا معزولين عن العالم الخارجي لان الطريق منا مسدود علينا ومنا طريق مسدود علينا والعالم هذا شوف هنا عايشين على هنا محل يجيب لهم وكلهم حتى رواتبهم قطعت لنا وقاعدين.
So he can't even go into Salman Park?
No, the way is closed.
They're already up there. We're going to try to help get water to come in here. That's what we're here for. We're here to help the community and the families.
يا بيقول احنا هنا ان شاء الله مساعدتكم نفتح لكم الطريق نجيب لكم الماء الصالح للشرب.
There's no mail at the house. It's just dark here. Is the coalition larger? لا 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 رفعنا Let's go.
شكرا جزيلا اختي.
شكرا.
Alright, so we're in a new town. Never been here before. We got a meeting going on. We got an enemy in the area all over the place. Not really sure where they're at. Shaking hands and kissing people's asses. Kind of gets irritating after a while. You see able men not helping out, but nothing we can do about it.
Just tell me what you think when you come to a new place and you see the locals.
Same faces. They all look the same to me. It's a new place. Just trying to get closer back, get home.
There's a saying in Iraq that it takes 7 meetings to get one thing done.
I never really found it took 7 meetings for me. Maybe it's because I just couldn't wait that long. I had a job to do, and you know, and when there's those uncomfortable pauses, why not throw in a relevant question and start the topic? And it's worked so far. We start the discussions and the dialogue begins, and the next thing you know, you've got a room full of people, a group of people. You know, that you find out, you know, 2, 3, 4 months ago we're shooting at each other. Now they're the leaders of in the immediate area, especially for a company area. And you realize your first big success was simply getting them to put their guns down and come into one room.
يعني والناس خايفة. عالم من الناس هسه أنا زرع مليون وكسور دينار عفته اكلت الطير يعني ما قدرنا نروح لان الطيارات قصفت السيارات اللي كانوا على العبره.
اذا يصير اي خرقه او اي شيء هو راح يجي يبلغنا يقول لنا ترى
من الوجه المقبول اكثر قبولا هو هذا اللي يريده.
They want almost like a popular vote, everybody's vote from the whole town. Who the hell they're going to accept? Who is the most acceptable among them?
Somebody's going to be voted out, and those that are not going to be voted in need to be seated in the room to see how this process came about, so that they know that it wasn't me that picked the leader, that it was actually the Iraqi decision and vote that picked which leader was going to run the program. We'll continue to work through the leadership, and I'll talk with Sheikh Kareem and some of the other leaders of the area about how I set up the programs to make sure that no one group is in charge of the other groups, but they all are equal and work together.
The easy solution is just to go around and killing a lot of people. All of us can do that. We've got enough firepower, we carry enough guns, we carry enough ammunition. The unique thing this time over here was to kind of get into the interpersonal skills that are required to talk to the leadership and get the Iraqis to take control of the Iraqis and let them kind of come up with their own solutions and just kind of get to the point where we're just merely arbitrating the minute details and taking that opportunity to get them to come to the table and talk.
The funny part is every one of those people want to kill us all.
You're over here risking your life in one of the most dangerous places on the planet. And back home, opinion polls say the American people don't think this war is worth it anymore. How does that make you feel when you hear something like that?
little frustrated. I mean, a lot of people just don't see the good that's coming out of it right now. They don't see what we've done so far, how far we've come.
It's been going on for a while. I mean, we've been in this country for years and years. How can people keep that at the foremost of their mind? We're still in Afghanistan. If you walk down the street and ask people about Afghanistan, I guarantee that there's people that don't even realize we have soldiers in Afghanistan. Don't even realize that there's still combat conflict going on there. So I'm not surprised that people are losing interest in Iraq.
And that's what makes America great, is you're free to do that. You're free to say you don't like something, and it's okay to say you don't like something, but Americans, I think, should try to do what's right no matter what.
Whether people know it or not, you know, and whether people agree with this war or not, and whether people agree with the president or not, you know, regardless of all the other bullshit, you know, I do believe that, you know, if we're able to stop an issue that's happening over here from coming over there, then we are doing something for everybody, you know. So to all the unappreciative motherfuckers, you know, who are sitting home, you know, with their families and watching the news and cursing the soldiers and all that stuff, fuck y'all. But for everybody else who is appreciative, you know, we do this for y'all, and we do this for the unappreciative people as well, you know.
We're fighting for all these people, not just some. We can't pick and choose who we're fighting for. That's not what we do. We just fight, that's all there is to it.
I need to know why they thought you're associated with him.
The Baker boys had only been in this new area a couple of days when the local sheikhs rounded up a couple of guys and dropped them off as a peace offering. They were Al-Qaeda. They tried to hide it, but Captain Thompson knew who they were.
Ask him. Are you Al-Qaeda? Work with Al-Qaeda? Work with Al-Qaeda?
أنا نوح أنا مريض وأشتغل فلاح بالمنطقة لكن أنا من غير عشيرة لأن أنا ما عندي عشيرة بالمنطقة.
I have a tribe in the area.
If you don't have a tribe in the area, what are you doing in the area?
شو عم تعمل بهالمنطقة إذا ما عندك إذا ما عندك عشيرة بالمنطقة شو عم تعمل بهالمنطقة؟
أنا والدي قبل ساكن هنا.
Tell him that he needs to just lay back. We'll take care of him. We'll ask him questions later on.
ظهري.
Tape right there. Let's get go ahead and clean that off.
ولا كسور خذ النصارى يا.
I'll bring my camera next time. We can have a family photo. Why are you smiling? These two are associated with Al-Qaeda in the southern peninsula, both attacks on the Sons of Iraq and coalition forces. This gentleman here has been known to attack coalition helicopters with Dushka fire and also small arms fire. This other gentleman, I believe that he is he's just associated due to proximity. They live in the same neighborhood and they're part of the same tribe. They're smug because they don't think we know, but they don't know how much we know. This guy is trying to act cool and calm, but he's probably the pinnacle of badness in this area. Should he lift one finger in front of my face, I can promise you that myself and any other soldier would be more than happy to put a bullet between his eyes. They have been brought to the cop from the Sons of Iraq, which is great progress because the locals are starting to police their own villages and identify the bad guys and bring them to coalition forces, so they can have justice in their own villages.
And they'll follow him in his truck.
In this direction.
Yeah, down to Duray. Just getting in there and kind of seeing the people, letting them get used to seeing you again.
No problem. You ready, Adam?
Hey, Ford, just let me know if everybody's good. We'll come over there.
The Sons of Iraq were organized by local sheikhs to set up checkpoints around villages. These checkpoints not only provided security for the villages, They also established a perimeter of security around the Baker boys. So the Baker boys had to go out now and then to make sure those checkpoints actually existed.
What we're gonna do today is hopefully go out, get ourselves some native Iraqis. Ready when you are, sir?
Hey, this white one. We're just waiting on a magic element.
The problem is, he's Russian. No one really likes him.
Liking me is not a requirement. Roger, copy, moving now. All right, they're good, let's go.
Who else knows how to drive this bitch as good as I do? Nobody! Nobody!
Got the wife preparing. She went up, bought me 2 cases of beer yesterday. She said every month she's gonna buy me 2 cases. That way I got something for that first 3 days when I'm home.
I'm telling you, I told her already when we land, I had that bottle of Grey Goose ready for the squad because we will all be doing a shot. And McDonald's, Papa John's, the garlic sauce with the, oh man.
Adam, make sure there's no checkpoints on that road.
لا ماكو سيطرات فقط على الشارع.
Just on down this. Okay, so tell them we'll go walk and check them out. Okay.
Well, the reason they walk with the sheikhs is to find out about the town. One of the reasons. What's the other reason? The other reasons I'm not really sure. I just kind of walk back here, pull my security with my squad, and make sure nothing happens to the LT.
Hey, this one, be advised, there may be the same checkpoint that we checked on yesterday. Adam, what's up?
ضباط اي ضباط
ضباط الامريكان
اي يعني شلون تعبانين من
يعني تعبانين ما يقدروا يمشون يعني جهد لانه سووا هناك.
Hey Adam, just make sure you're translating what he's telling me. Sure. Okay.
شوفوا هسه بالمطعم اللي هو مطعم واحد يقدر يسوي
مثلا اذا ما نقدر اذا هذا تقدر
ذن اثنين هاي وحده بنهايه الشارع واحده.
This one and this is the وين بنهاية الشارع هاي وحده
تعالوا نهاية البزل.
And down the canal there's another. It's 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, I need to know if there are any checkpoints in that direction that we haven't seen yet.
اكو غير نقطة ما شفناها بعد؟
ماكو نقطة. لا ماكو نقطة. ماكو نقطة بهاي. هذين هاي نقطة ونقطة قبل.
No checkpoints, just here and there.
ماكو نقطة.
In this area, no.
There's nothing on the other side of the village. Okay. So there's a checkpoint up further up this road?
Yeah, beside the camp. This area without any checkpoints from this direction. So it's open area.
You should think of our base as one big checkpoint for his village. You should think of our base as one big checkpoint for his village. Nobody comes into that area without us seeing them.
يقول لك لازم تفكر بأنه قريتنا سوري.
Hey, this one, we're going to start heading back. Thank you.
آمنين تبدون مشاريعكم تشتغلون.
The Raya village is very safe.
Hey, great. Thank you very much.
شكرا جزيلا.
We'll be spending a lot of time here. Just to make the place safe. All right, Adam, you can go ahead and load up.
Okay, يلا مرخصتكم شيوخنا. مع السلامة.
They're all fucking full of shit. Every last one of them. Pointing at another village, telling us, oh, it's safe, it's safe. We were in 4 firefights there the last month and a half. Every single one of them full of shit. Two good reasons for walking with sheikhs. Yeah, 2 good reasons walking with sheikhs. If you get shot at, they're the first ones to die, and you don't actually get any useful information whatsoever out of the village. We need to talk to other people. Go ahead and get loaded up. Give me it up when you're Redcom 1. Hey, drop ramp. Tell them we don't want any of these kids to get hurt if one of our guys. Tell them it's very dangerous for the kids if they throw rocks at us.
إذا ضربوا حصوا عليهم راح يضربوهم بالنار ترى.
ذول الجهات؟
أي منو ضاربهم؟
Tell them I take this very seriously. I take the safety of my guys very seriously. Tell them that when they wait for us to get in vehicles and then they pick up rocks and then they throw them at us, tell them that's not a good thing. Tell them. I understand. Eyes.
Yeah.
You know? These rocks can hit us in the eye.
Very sorry, very sorry.
Very dangerous for them. joke, we've been in 4 firefights in the last 2 months in that village. Al-Qaeda is shooting at us day and night, you know. And I'm looking at these sheikhs, I'm like, so, you know, no problems with that village up there, no Al-Qaeda up there in the last 2 months, never been any problems with the Americans in that area. No problems, no problems. Nothing in the last couple months, no problems. I mean, we killed guys with 25 in that freaking town. And then we get back to our vehicles in the freaking main town, we can't even mount up without kids starting to throw rocks at us and stuff. So, you know, obviously we got out, you know, talk to the sheikhs about how dangerous it is for the kids to freaking be throwing rocks at us and stuff, but it's frustrating. And just frustrating.
My wife is not gonna like this. Dude, she ain't gonna dig this shit at all.
How important is laughter in Iraq?
Laughter is very important. Very important.
That guy, Royal, we call him Cheese. This guy does all kinds of impersonation, all kinds of crazy shit.
What we have here is a Mexican out of his natural habitat. Usually they're in Guatemala, maybe Mexico, but no, this one's special. He's in Iraq. Maybe he might do his death roll. This magnificent footage. Like you say, he's a very strong Mexican, which makes him a good walker.
How important is laughter in Iraq?
It's fucking everything out here. You lose your mind without, you know, trying to maintain your sense of humor. Some sense of being yourself, as well as a soldier.
If you don't laugh, then you'll start to remember that you're pissed, that you're sad, that you're hungry, that you're tired, that your back hurts, that your legs hurt, that your feet hurt, that there ain't no chow waiting for you when you get back, that the air conditioner is broke. So you gotta laugh just to keep yourself from going crazy or shooting somebody.
Man, I did not see anything about this when I signed that dotted line.
I came to Iraq to fight terrorism. You believe this shit?
Contractor needs 100, so Sheikh Abbas is going to make sure that everybody gets provides 20 to 25 workers. Their 100 guys will be here at 7. We'll bring them in, search them, and we'll be ready to work at 8 o'clock with these guys.
These are some of the sheikhs around the area where we just moved into. The idea is to bring them in, have them work on our cops, and show them that we trust them, and in the same respect they'll trust us. We've already got some reporting on some of the gentlemen here, particularly the gentleman sitting next to Captain Thompson, where we've got reporting saying that he's holding Al-Qaeda meetings at his house.
How much flus do they get a day?
They have a choice. They can either work with us or against us. So hopefully, with us trusting them and they trusting us, they'll choose to work for us, since we can provide them money and resources rather than Al-Qaeda having to do the same for them.
Sit down, man. Where were you at yesterday, doofus? They all sleep in. Okay, come on. One at a time, one at a time. This guy here was a general back to Saddam's army, and after the removal, he lost power. So now he's trying to make a living working for us, trying to get a paycheck. No, shukran, no beer. No, market beer here. Pepsi. Are you sure? Pepsi. Oh, shukran. My friend. Oh, okay, there it is. That's something's going on my keychain. Thank you. Let's go. Oh, hey. My extremely important, daunting task today is to take out the trash using these lovely gentlemen working for us, these local nationals. But I guess they'd rather pick through the trash than take the bag out. We call these guys the Smurfs because of the way they're dressed. Sometimes people call them a Blue Man Group, but the real name is the Smurfs. It's a term of affection though, we love them. They do a lot of work for us, they're good guys. A few weeks ago, these guys were trying to blow us up with IEDs. Now they're picking up our trash. That's progress. That's another step in Iraqi freedom. Cleaning up this place one day at a time.
Did you laugh?
Oh, it's on now.
Was that a chuckle?
Don't go to work. That sucks.
That looks like a fucking chuckle.
Teddy's always looks at it.
Yeah, Teddy's watching you. Pissing me off. It's like this close, man. It's been slammed so much. Oh, Teddy Akbar. Teddy Akbar. Yes! It works. Wow, thanks, Teddy. That is money, bro. I want to go home. I want to go home. Teddy Akbar. Sweet. It was.
It was all a dream.
Remember back when the hard, you never know the hip hop. Take this far.
What's in there? The opposite of a winner. Remember when they used to eat sardines for dinner?
Has been said before. Keep on your fingers, say no more. All in a dream, I said. About who he said, about big I said. That's big he said. Dig what he said. Proceed.
Around open cover at this time. Dragon 3-3 acknowledged. We established there's no light. Went over. Dragon 3-3 acknowledged.
Guys, we'll check the compound in the building. You keep you guys out here by the vehicles until we're ready.
Thank you. Thank you. And make sure you guys keep some cover between you and the river.
We're meeting with Sheikh Kareem, his brother Sheikh Aziz. Sheikh Aziz has close associations with multiple Al-Qaeda leaders in this area. He's connected to some soldiers that were kidnapped and killed by Al-Qaeda within the last year.
We don't let people on the river during the evening hours, and we're very limited on where we let them cross during the day due to the fact that Al-Qaeda use the river as a barrier between us and them, and they'll cross, they'll attack us and then cross back over to the other side. But we're going to give them one crossing point so that their commerce and their daily routine can get set again. Can they go across now?
ايه نقدر بلا مو معطل بس الا موافقة.
إذا
تسمحون.
It's safe now that I'm here. Well, the women and people can cross this river at this point during the daytime.
يعني هاي الناس تقدر تعبر هذا المكان في هذا المكان وفي النهار. بالليل ممنوع. صار معي. اوكي امان يعني.
Safe. I see you've already got the checkpoints on this side. As soon as the checkpoint is on that side and this area is secure, I think we can start getting some people down here to start rebuilding this bridge.
ان شاء الله بس احنا نريد باكر ويظل الدوم ان شاء الله. لا هي مستمرة.
Make sure you guys know I've ended at this point we're out where nobody's been before. Roger.
My house.
All this year?
We attacked by Al-Qaeda before 3 months ago. The shooting in the glass in the house.
Do you have your own security element here to protect you from Al-Qaeda now?
No Qaeda now.
Okay. So whose nice house is that?
This is my father and brother house.
Yeah.
This is me, my house.
Okay.
This is my father and the brother house.
You know, obviously things are better, so he can come back, and I'd be curious to just hear what he has to say, if he's available to come back, or when he feels comfortable.
All people not be very, very peaceful now and return again. But many of them coming. But there's many of them was killed another and they afraid of the family revenge. Must we find solution for them and return again.
You let them know now that it's we support that. We want them to come back to their original homes.
Yeah.
A lot of these things, we call it the counterinsurgency fight, really are different than what the Army's used to fighting. It's difficult. As you see, a lot of the soldiers, they don't understand it. You know, whether it's handing out money or why are we going to give these people, you know, food all the time, and it's not the violent video game, Army video game that they see or that a lot of people see. We're not here to take over Iraq. We're here to get them back on their feet, and as soon as they're on their feet, you know, I want to leave just as much as they want me to leave.
All right, Sheikh Kareem. Always pleasure. Ready to meet you. All right, ready?
Yeah.
And for some of these other guys, for some of the things they've done,
Yes.
I help when I can.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
Thank you. أنا 10 500. I will phone you about this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you trust this guy?
Huh?
Do you trust this guy?
For now, it's all we got.
Bullshit! Who's on our team? Wait, hold on. Who'd you pick so far? And these three? Yeah. We want Chandi. Jeez, get your ass over here. You're on our team.
Comms on.
Who's team on? You got to pick last year.
Back home, you have your friends. You have friends that say, oh, I have your back no matter what, this and that. Maybe they mean it, you know, they haven't had the opportunity yet to show you. But the guys over here, I mean, they literally have your back.
Like brothers. You gotta look at it like, you know, that's my brother. Yeah, we didn't grow up together. But shit, I've been living with him for a while now. It's been a year. And I've been living with these guys nut to butt this whole time.
Buddy, back home it would just be some guy you hang out with, some guy you go out, drink, eat with. Buddy out here is like family out here. That's what we are, just family. Just trying to fucking make a big happy family go back home alive.
Hey. Oh, come on! Go ahead!
Most of my career running around war zones in different parts of the world was usually with very strange rebel armies, drugged up rebels. I mean, I've worked with the British forces, I've worked with the Australian forces, the French forces. I had never really worked with an American soldier in my entire career. And I was really surprised to just find kids, normal kids.
These are the guys that found the stuff?
هذول الشباب اللي لقوا.
Yeah, yes.
يا اليوم اذا بتجيبوا الدجاج اقول لك
كمان ليش صار بيني؟ ايش قد انت اللي برمي؟
اوكي.
كل القاع.
For all these guys?
Yeah.
He said if you give them the money, so all the day, all tomorrow, and the next day they will search all the land.
That's what I want. I want them to keep finding all the Al-Qaeda weapons.
هذا اللي أريد على أمود كل مخازن الأسلحة.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 اليوم صاروا يكون كريمة.
لا إن شاء الله.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's hear something about Captain Thompson's theory of war in Iraq.
Complex. Get the people to trust you. Try to make them see that we're not as bad as the militias are, and that the extremists aren't going to help them fix their problems. They just create more problems. And a lot of times that requires not necessarily going out and killing all of them, but going out and paying most of them.
Talk to me about waking up day after day in Iraq.
I just wake up each day, just counting down the days. Like, all right, get this day, get over this day. That's one day closer going home.
It takes some getting used to. Like the first, probably 3-4 months, I was just like, fuck, I'm in Iraq, and then that's all I can really explain. It sucks. It's the worst feeling in the world, waking up and being like, I'm fucking in this shithole.
This shit completely sucks. Totally. I mean, well, it's the first time of me being away from my family this long, and I don't mean my mother and stuff like that. I'm past that part, but I guess mainly, I'll sweep your floor when I'm done. I promise. But I just mean mainly, my son and my wife.
It wears on you. It's hot or it's cold. You do stuff you don't want to do every day. Fucking, it sucks wearing all that shit out here when it's 140 degrees and you're running around, fucking dealing with that bullshit.
Knowing that someone's out there trying to kill you, and sometimes you feel like your hands are tied because you're doing all these hearts and mind things, and sometimes it's necessary, but just when you see your friends go in and out the gate, you wonder if they're gonna come back. And I've had to deal with 2 friends that they're never coming back. So it's hard on you. It's hard on you mentally and physically.
Sometimes I wake up and get a feeling of accomplishment. We did something good. Some days it's just like, is this nightmare ever gonna end?
It's a tribe, which is pretty funny when you think about you're in this land of tribes and tribal mentality. But over there, the customs that the Baker boys develop are the things that make them like brothers. It's the world they create in a violent place to assure their own survival. we're here, if we just protect this, if we just protect what we've got, we're all going to get out of this alive. You're over here risking your life in one of the worst places on the planet. And back home, opinion polls say that the majority of Americans don't think this war is worth it.
I don't know why I'm over here, honestly. They said weapons of mass destruction, and fucking nobody found any WMDs. And then they said war for oil, fucking. Well, to me, if it was a war for oil, the way gas prices are at right now back in the States, I'm all for it. You know, fuck it. At least we're bettering the United States by being over here. But gas prices are still going up, so obviously it ain't for oil. So what the fuck is it for then? I don't know. I can't blame them.
In March of 2003, coalition forces invaded Iraq. 7 years later, more than 100,000 American troops are still there. In 2008, I picked up my camera and headed back to the big sandbox and met up with Baker Company of the 115 Infantry. I made a deal with them. I'm willing to die with you if you're willing to talk to me. This is what I saw.
Not gonna bite anybody. Not on the bird. I love Disney, and I'm going to Disney when I get home. Like I do every year.
I go to Disneyland every day, you know why? Do a line of coke off your mom's ass.
I'm not saying like put the military aside, but you know, you gotta take a second, calm down, relax, you know, and just hang out.
No air assault today. It's gonna be quite a fun day. Might fall off the bird, maybe eat shell, I don't know. Maybe the whirly bird goes up, maybe we don't go back down, mate, I don't know.
You can't be hard charging and balls to the wall through, you know, 13, 14 months over here because, I mean, nobody could take that.
Garcia, Royal, Kester.
You guys already done this before, right? Okay, a couple key things. We start getting engaged, we don't have wheels down, don't shoot out my door, so we'll take care of it. Okay, aircraft doors. Where's the dog?
You're next to the fucking dog.
We're not get bit, man.
You won't get bit in the bird.
Okay.
I promise you that.
Alright, sweet.
Salmon Park in the Southern Bowl region was known as a tough neighborhood. 2 American GIs known as the Dust One soldiers had been taken hostage by insurgents. Army intelligence picked up rumors that there was a chance they might be hidden in the area. No one talked about it because it was classified. But part of this mission was to go down and find any evidence of had they been there. And indeed, were they still being held in that area?
When we go out the gate, I always say a little prayer.
Living with fear is a 24/7 thing here in Iraq.
Tell me about fear.
What do I know about it?
There was days you go out to roads and I'll admit it, your asshole so tight you can't put a needle up that. You're just waiting for it and you know it's coming.
And a lot of times I'd be like scared as hell, but I can't show my soldiers that because my soldiers look to me to lead from the front.
You can't show any emotion here. You know, you can't show any concern for anybody. You can't show any weakness.
You don't think about it. You just block it out like fucking, I'd be lying if I said I was never scared. I've been scared shitless over here.
It's there to be afraid of.
Right, send a dog team to enter house number 1, over.
Uniforms, like little metal balls and shit.
It looks like ball bearings, sir, and a uniform. And then the other house is full of nothing but like medical supplies, syringes and little bottles and shit.
Okay. Apache.
Yes. Apache?
Yeah. Apache.
Roger, house number 1's been cleared. Moving to target house number 2, over.
Just take your team and start searching this local area.
Talk me through a firefight. What's happening to you?
It gets fun. I say it gets pretty fun after the first few times. You enjoy it. You find yourself hoping, you know, hey, maybe today we'll go out and get into something because it's getting boring, not doing anything, just doing a normal patrol. Nothing happens, and you kind of like, yeah, man, hopefully somebody shoots at us today. That way we can, you know, have some fun, go out and play a little bit.
It's our body armor. It's our body armor. So, crossed out.
Well, Terp, look at it.
This is crush wire. It's stripped in the middle, and when you drive over it, it breaks, and it ignites the IED. It's got this battery right here that's hooked up to it.
Disneyland without the rides is what a rock is.
The relationship between soldiers and journalists is always tense. And with American soldiers, it was particularly delicate. I was walking with one of the soldiers on a patrol and asked him if he'd be interested in doing an interview. And nah, I just said, you know, why? And I said, well, I'd like to know what you're thinking and feeling. And he said, guys like you don't care what I think, guys like you don't care what I feel. And I said, well, what guys like me? And he's like, journalists. You know, we have journalists come in, they see us all the time. They say the exact same thing. We want to know what you're thinking, we want to know what you're feeling. And all they really want is just me to take a bullet while they're rolling their camera. I really don't know if, and to be honest, I've been that road that, you know, you go out and that's part of the gig. You go out and you get violence and you capture it. But anyway, sorry.
All right.
So I realized I had my work cut out to gain the trust of these guys, that no, I wasn't there to see any of them die. I'm a 57-year-old guy and I'm running around with 19-year-old kids and we're all wearing flak jackets and helmets. It was not easy. But after a couple of months of that, they started to warm up to me. And they got the idea that We made a deal. We made a deal. And the deal was I had to prove to them that I'd do anything with them. So it came down to this. I'm willing to die with you if you're willing to talk to me. And it worked.
1 minute. God, bust. Hey, gosh, I wanna go home.
The helicopter's coming. They're lying to us. It's gonna be a lot longer than that.
Me and Sergeant Barnes matching today. We got matching now on each side right here.
The thing about it is, I know my purpose of why I do mine.
I do too.
Why?
So I grab with my right hand.
You don't drive with your right hand. You shoot, you put on the opposite side. Reason why. When you pull up, it comes in your non-firing hand. You can still fire and still defend the goddamn close attacker. Shut the fuck up. See how stupid you think?
No, I'm saying. Take your knife out. Let's go at it. Okay, pull the dick out of your mouth. But in Alabama.
In Alabama, that's how we do it.
Make sure you get some good pictures of that, because it looks like it's got some non-standard modifications.
Yeah, everything's greased up.
Yep.
Functional. These guys are bringing in these weapons caches. Some of them probably were the ones that buried them, whether a year ago or 2 months ago. But part of the reconciliation is these guys quitting Al Qaeda and turning in those weapons.
Where's the graveyard that they found the cache?
The cache is not beside the graveyard.
Okay. Who owns that cache?
Abu Fatma. And Abu Fatma. Abu Nasr, yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
A lot of these guys putting IEDs in the street are poor teenage kids. You know, Al Qaeda was paying, the going rate for Al Qaeda was about $300 for them to get these guys to work for them.
Al Qaeda was paying kids to put bombs in roads.
Yeah. So here you got a kid who's completely poor, and this guy puts a gun to his head and says, all right, there's $300. You can either take $300 and go put this 35-pound thing next to the side of the road and then keep the money, or I can kill you. You know, I mean, is that really a bad guy, that kid?
You guys are welcome here anytime. I know that you don't do it solely for money, that you do it to provide the safety and security for your home. But if you'll allow me, I would like to give you some money to reward you for your efforts, and also so that you can use the money to help your families. A lot of them just like the pride of being told that was a good job. They may find a big cache and break it down into 3 or 4 parts so that they can get 3 or 4 rewards. But we're willing to do that at this point, as long as we can get these things off out of the area so that we can be a little bit safer in the areas we go into.
This site as a jail of Al Qaeda before 2 months ago.
Al Qaeda?
Al Qaeda jail.
Well, you want me to open it? You want me to lift it?
They left escape. Al Qaeda escape. تفتح تريد دفرة؟
I'm gonna kick it. Watch out.
يلا شوف الله كيك. يلا كيك.
يلا no. Hey, we got a shotgun. Want to use a shotgun?
Yeah, you might want to move.
When Saddam fell, Iraq broke apart along religious and tribal fault lines, Sunni and Shia.
The Shias who had been repressed under Saddam Hussein and the Sunni power structure took that opportunity to go for the jugular. Ethnic cleansing, killing school children, killing cousins, killing brothers,
The Shias had more people. They had basically taken over the Iraqi police force. So the Sunnis suddenly realized, we're not going to get through this one. We're losing. Groups started to sprout up called the Concerned Citizens in western Iraq. And they would do things like try and get the insurgents out of their village, get some kind of security. The Americans caught this on, hey, this is a great idea. And from out of that came the Sons of Iraq. And that took a bit of registration, which was called the hiding process. Guys were brought in, they would have their picture taken, they would have their addresses given, contact information, and this served two processes. It created a local security force the Baker Boys could count on, as long as they were getting paid by the Baker Boys. And, you know, the Americans now have your thumbprint.
I'd say about 90% of all these guys have ambushed the shit out of us. They have definitely pinned us down and we had to return fire. And we've probably killed some of their family and now they're here getting paid by us to work for us. So I guess if we pay better than AQI or JAMS, whoever it is they're working for, they'll side with us. But I still don't trust them farther than I can throw them. This 6, go ahead. That's long. Oh yeah? What's wrong with you? Why you look all mad? You a concerned citizen, CC? No? Not yet? Are you enrolling? Dude, you act gangster, man. I just want to fucking box your ears in.
That's the challenge of fighting a counterinsurgency warfare. It's not like you look through the scope of your weapon and you know, hey, that's a bad guy. I'm pulling the trigger. They all wear the same clothes. They float back and forth in the same places.
You got some of them who care and some of them who don't. Some of them who want to see you there and then some who really just, you know, you can see it in their eyes. They hate you. They hate you with everything they have.
Yeah, you have the small amount of people that we call SOIs, Sons of Iraq, or concerned citizens, that help us to help them.
You can't tell the difference because they all look the fucking same. They don't wear no uniforms. So you don't know if one day you're talking to a fucking good guy or fucking the guy's gonna try to kill you later.
There's plenty of them that don't like us here. They don't want us here. They don't want our help. And that's not going to stop us from accomplishing the mission.
Y'all do us good jobs when y'all stick to this. We don't have to worry about y'all too much. Stay with that. It's good. Yeah. You should have to wear this like a man inside your arm. Now you look somewhat wholesome. You look presentable. Well, I mean, this is what you do. You get them hooked on this, and then you don't have to give them money no more. They'll work for tobacco. They don't get this shit in Iraq.
احنا قريتنا قرية الحجاج. هي معلومات اللي عليها صفا.
Back up, son. Okay.
He said these good guys they now try to make Son of Iraq in that area, and they try to come here and make high system and go with you and show the checkpoint. If you don't mind, can you make that?
Hey, hold up.
Take his number and his name.
Where did that come from?
Yes.
Hey, CA, did you get audio on those shots? Hey man, you guys are crowded my field of view. Hey Michael, bring it back to the gate till I get back over there, right? Hey, 1 golf. This is 6. Did you get audio on those shots? Hey, scan to the vehicles 9, all right? If you got binos, get them out. It's just maybe a single pair, but just keep vigilant anyways.
The great cliche about war is you don't know what it's like until you've been there. The stress, the tension that it takes to stay focused in that kind of situation is very, very, it's a tough trick.
Good, all right, good, Teddy. All right,
and to be able to flip from that kind of tension to
ready?
shaking hands and taking pictures with sheikhs, I mean, man,
We'll get your
what a job.
It depends on where you're at. No, it doesn't depend on where you're at. Like, all right, say, yeah, GTO, whatever, but somebody pulls up in a fucking tricked out Supra.
Oh, shut up, you sound like you got no sense.
Fazio, what do you think? You think you can pull more ass in a rice burner or a fucking just regular straight American muscle car? Depends on where you're at, though, what I'm saying.
So, Neiman, bring this on in. If you run there and say Hooker pull in a tricked out Supra and you pull in there a GTO, goddamn headers and blowers, who you think gonna get more females?
You're fucking crazy. It depends on where you're at.
California saying muscle, Florida
Muscle. Florida and Ohio. Muscle.
Hey, nasty. Cross that line. Cross that line. What could you pull more acid? A fucking rice burner or American Muscle?
American Muscle, baby. The growl of a V8 will get any kind of pussy wet.
Thank you. Yeah. Everybody else.
The reason why they call me Black Nasty is because I am the funniest motherfucker you will ever meet in this world. I will do shit that will knock your fucking socks off. That's me.
You realize how fucking long I've waited to be in front of a camera to rant about this shit? I'm getting it out. And we're living in a goddamn hole. A hole, goddammit! A fucking hole! You got people over here that are getting fucked up for no apparent reason, and all I can say is, oh, it's for the betterment of Iraq. Well, look around you. We're still in a hole. People are still wiping their ass with their hands, and guess what? It still sucks around here. Yeah, so that's my fucking 15 minutes of ranting, and it took me 4.5 fucking years to get that out of my system, and I feel fucking better about it now. I need to go masturbate. It's our crib right here. Yeah, this is where we stay. So substandard housing. I had to show you MTV. It's how we living. That's a $20,000 entertainment system right there. We're a short timer, so we're leaving soon. I'm leaving next month. Hi, America. Hey, honey, I'll be home soon. Shut up, man.
It's a war on both ends. Let's put it like that. It's a war on both ends. It's a war here and it's a war in your love life. Because the deployment is so long and you have to wait so long just to be able to feel that person, to be able to hug that person again. And knowing that it could end like that and you cannot see that person again. And there's been a lot of relationships broken because of it.
Let's talk about long distance love and war.
Don't do it. But I got a real good woman, and you know, God has blessed me with a real good son as well.
Your loved one back in the States, you know, she's talking about, you know, she had an argument with somebody over the phone about paying a bill or something like that. And you just don't have patience for that. And you're like, whatever.
Everything that happens back home, I kind of zoned out, and everything that's happening here, I just focused on.
When I don't call because I'm having a bad day, because they want to tell me about their problems, I don't want to, I get fed up. I don't want to hear it. They don't understand that a bad day means a really bad day. It means a horrible day.
A lot of these people are friends I went to school with, and I get to keep in touch with them on here and see pictures of everything they're doing back home. So sometimes you see pictures of friends though, and you wish you were there.
I used to say love knows no boundaries, but I guess it did have a boundary, and it was Iraq.
I love her to death. I love her everything, part of my heart, but it's just, you don't get to use that love out here, so it's really hard to show her that you love her or tell her how much you love her on the phone.
I called her on the phone. She told me that the relationship was over and that she was leaving me. She wouldn't really give me that great of an explanation. She told me she couldn't do it anymore.
She guided me through the dark. She was my strength. She was my rock. But unfortunately, you know, our relationship, not our love, our relationship wasn't strong enough to survive.
$10, $20, $35,
38,300.
38,300. Wow. You can help me recheck. It should be 10, 20, 35, 37, 38, 38.3. Here's how we pay these guys. Give the group leader $600. He's the guy who's in charge of all the guys at the checkpoints. Then he's allowed to have 4 managers. Each of those guys get $450, and then each worker gets $300. So you gotta do the math and all that, and then he gets a lump sum out of that.
Yeah. It's more money than probably 60% of Americans make in a year.
This saves one kid getting shot, regardless of whether he's killed or just hurt. You you know, it's worth it. But then on another hand, you think to yourself, well, what if the Humvee was never over here?
Money and candy. All you need in this world right here, money and candy.
All I know is where I'm at right now, and this makes sense and seems to be working now. I wish it was going to my bank account, but fortunately it's going to Sheikh Latif's. Yeah, I don't know, the money thing is crazy, and that was something I completely was not prepared for. I learned how to conduct raids, conduct ambushes, conduct reconnaissance missions. You know, no one ever told me about, you know, building a foreign internal defense. That was never a class I got.
All right, today we have $28,500 today. You guys have earned it and you deserve it, and this money goes back into the community and will help a lot of people.
And I remember when, you know, the ideas first came out that, hey, we're gonna start recruiting locals to pull security on their own neighborhoods. We're gonna put them at checkpoints, organize them, and start paying them. There was a lot of discussion about that. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak. The money has an effect, and it is influencing behavior far more than any other weapon system we have.
Okay, okay, do you want a bag for this?
شكرا جزيلا شكرا جزيلا.
A lot of kids in this village.
No. Yes. Do you have orange juice?
No orange. I've got iced tea. Iced tea?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe he'll remember.
And this village puts a huge stake in the Al-Qaeda's heart as they sit here and watch us download this, and the people realize they don't need Al-Qaeda or militia to support their village. As the Al-Qaeda sit here and they're mixed in with this crowd and watch, they lose their power base, and we gain some ground today.
Since we've been out here, we've repaired water wells. These people now, I mean, we spent like $10 to $20 million in civilian aid just alone.
A whole village doesn't have water. We'll bring them water, schools, hospitals.
We're paying them to clean up their own town because their town has trash all over the side of it. We spend your guys' tax money to help them fucking clean up their own streets, so.
Buffalo in America? I live there. Bait. Like my house, Bait. Buffalo. And this says Buffalo. That's where I'm from, buddy. Isn't that cool?
What do you think of the media, how they've covered this war?
Yeah, they always show the bad stuff. I mean, they don't show a lot of the good stuff, but it makes better news. They're doing their job. It's bullshit. I mean, they don't show half the shit that goes on over here.
They're only highlighting the worst parts of this war. 12 soldiers were bombed and killed. 4 Marines were killed today, etc.
They don't tell the truth. They tell what they need to tell to get their story, and it's not the truth.
Wolf Blitzer doesn't give a fuck about me. Anderson Cooper and his fucking very smart haircut doesn't give a shit about me. Bill O'Reilly doesn't give a fuck about me.
They don't get the little stuff that happens, the little interactions, the small things that happen with just, you know, making a difference.
All we are is numbers. We're a fucking digital camo set piece.
Mister?
No.
Mister. Not better.
These are my glasses.
Mister.
No. You give me this.
Spider. Mister Ben.
From where?
Mister Ben.
No, Ben. Yeah, I told you 5
I'm not gonna lie, this shit is stupid. I mean, it's not our job. We're supposed to be going out killing people. It's having to go from the role of your job is to go out and kill people. You're gonna go out and you're gonna help do humanitarian aid. It's kind of got to get used to that, but I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, there's days where I just want to fucking shoot someone. Not gonna lie.
Sir, Mister. Oh, my head hurts. You talk too much. Why are you talking? I don't know what you're saying. What? Bye. Oh, God.
How frustrating is it for these soldiers? They were trained to hunt down, kill, or capture the enemy. Is there a level of frustration with these kids that they just want to say, oh, fuck you, oh, fuck it, and just, take these guys out? I mean, they're not trained to be diplomats, but they're diplomats now.
I hope they feel that way, because I feel that way on a lot of occasions, and if I'm the only one feeling that way, then I feel like I'm out of place. You can't forget that none of us were brought up or trained specifically for the counterinsurgency fight. These guys are just as well trained as I am now.
So what you're telling me is 18, 19, 20-year-old kids with guns in uniform are handling the foreign policy of the United States in Iraq.
In our own small little, they say Captain Thompson and Baker Company, this is your area of Iraq. I need you to fix it.
Wait, push you back. Right there. All I gotta do is fucking pick this up. Fucking put pressure right here. You feel that shit? You feel that shit? That's the motto. Who's got top out first? And that shit is a lot of fucking pressure. And you know what?
Our Minister of Electricity is 3 hours late. We're supposed to go down to some power lines, let them analyze it to see how they will build it. And we're still waiting.
After he was transformed from Sergeant Williams to Empire. Oh yeah. Empire's in the house, baby. All day, baby. Like you ain't said, ha!
What do you use? This a bar of soap? Fuck yeah. Have you ever used a loofah? Or like a poof? Why would I want you to?
Because loofahs are the shit. They get the soap and they get the dead skin off. It makes you feel clean.
Hey, who the fuck invited Hinker on this fucking trip with us?
Me!
Yeah, Hinker, we fucking don't like you.
I'm rolling with you.
We're gonna start fixing these power lines so we can start getting power to the area.
لا خلينا نحكي على موضوع الأضرار بعدين يقولوا يقدمون عرايض وما شابه ذلك لهم ويرفعوها. نعم.
He's telling me talking about compensation for something here. Sheikh Karim told him later, not right now.
Okay.
Okay.
With his Sons of Iraq, we would like to come down and register and start a contract for security for your village.
Okay, that's okay.
If they try to make us do a soft knock air assault, I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
People will get thrown around.
Babies will be spared. Maybe. All depends on the mood. Or someone would just shoot at us.
This is boring. Are you going with us on the air assault? And EFP hit the side of the Bradley I was in and just burned it all down to the ground. And I ended up going to the hospital. My mom was getting married 2 days later. And lucky for me, I got out the hospital the next day and then caught a flight and went back.
Tell me about the personal costs you paid in fighting this war.
I spend more time here than I do at home. That's a cost. It takes away from my son. You know, I always get mad when I think, I grew up with no parent. I grew up with a bunch of staff, and now my son's growing up with no father all the time. My wife is teaching him how to throw a baseball, taking him to baseball practice. I should be there for that.
My daughter, she'll be 4 in June. And I think total, I've been around for maybe about 19 months of her life, you know, so.
I'm not there when my wife comes home and she's pissed. And who's she gonna tell, my son? You know? Is she gonna tell the dog or Rottweiler? You know? She doesn't even like the dog. It's my dog. You know?
Well, my wife gave birth a couple days ago. I'm torn between, you know, I'm missing all this in my family. I want to be home. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I'm just like, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is my job. My wife understands me being here more than I do sometimes. She's just like, you know, do your job, come home, and you know, one day this will all be over, and we won't have to do all this anymore.
It's hard, but like I said, if it's something you truly believe in, you just learn to appreciate that. Someday you'll be able to make up for the difference, hopefully.
It cost my family more than it did me. Yeah, they pay more than I do.
Basically, you guys understand that the task is to clear these buildings in order to confirm or deny the activity that the Dust One personnel were there. When those two guys went missing, it was a pretty well coordinated attack and plan. So really what we're doing is we're confirming or denying that this course of action for those two missing guys came through this area. It's an air assault into there, but more of a soft knock, kind of a, you know, we're not going in there to wreck shit. Don't hesitate to escalate it up should the situation warrant it. But the idea here is to get in and get these people to give up some intel so that we can confirm or deny whether or not our buddies ever came through this area. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you. The funny thing is, the hardest thing we have to do as leaders is to get guys to shoot. American soldiers are American kids. They are not killers. We have to train them to do that job. We don't train them to be killers, we train them to be soldiers. And part of being an infantry soldier is having to, when faced with the situation, kill an enemy, bottom line. You're trained to do it, I'm confident in that. But just understand, watch what you wish for, because you just might get it. I know everybody wants to test themselves. But trust me, as you stay in the Army long enough, you'll have plenty of opportunities to do what it is you think you want to do.
Kill a man.
Yeah.
Tell them to open the doors. Okay, go ahead. Right now we're entering house 3, over.
بس هاي تروح مع لبن خطير.
روحي للغرفة وين الغرفة؟ He said we have a problem between us, between my family and the other family.
Tell them that's no problem. Tell them we're looking for this guy for a reason. We're gonna detain him. He just needs to show us the right house.
بس نريد بس تدلينا على البيت لا تجي يعني بس توصل.
على مدة ورا 10 15 يوم قالوا لهم فلان راح يتجدد الثار بيناتنا والدم.
What's that?
لأن علاقة عشان.
Tell him he's not going to be released for a very long time. You don't have to worry about that. He's going to walk there with us, and he's going to point out the right building. And after that, he doesn't need to come up to the building with us. He doesn't even need to come in with us.
He said I come with us to.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
اسمك حجي؟
فارش علي. Get an ID.
الهوية.
I'm Ron Talish Ali. Amir Talish Ali.
لا لا كلبي عندي ولدي كل بيت واحد.
I thought his son.
It's his son?
Yeah.
He's got to show me that house. Tell him to come outside right now and show me where that house is.
عيني جدا عم اخويا البيت انا ما
تعالوا
ابي
انا واشرنا على البيت.
انا ما ابي امشي
بس لا
هاك تفضل هاي بيوتكم هاي
يا مرحبا بكم يا مرحبا يا مرحبا بكم.
Out this way. Get on your knees.
ايه
Right there.
اهلا وسهلا بك كل الهلا.
وين اخوك؟
ما عندي اخو بس واحد انا.
ها؟
بس واحد هنا بالبيت. جيراننا نسيبهم هذا اللي عنده جامع جيران.
Tell him shut up. I'm going to ask him one time.
بس اسالك وجاوب. عامر وين؟
هو موجود بالمنطقة. موجود عامر بالبيت مالي. انا ما اكذب الحمد لله ولا شيء.
Sometimes you go out there, you do an air assault in the middle of the night to a village. You arrest a suspected bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you always, at the same time, there's the family, there's the wife, there's the mother, there's the kids sitting there looking at you, and you're taking their father. When you look in their eyes, do you feel anything for them?
No. They know what their dad was doing, you know? They know he was trying to kill us. I don't think he gives a shit about our families, you know? So do I give a fuck about his? No. Mm-mm.
Seems like he has some intelligence value on him, so we'll let some of the interrogators get some further information and see what comes of it.
That's nice. Put him in the corner, man. Fuck that. You don't need fucking room. Yeah. Hey, Daddy, put that seat down.
No one told me if the guys they arrested that night had any useful intelligence. But a few weeks later, the bodies of the Just One soldiers were found in another area of operations. They'd been murdered by their captors.
Kind of makes a bad guy out here. Fucking shit. One of my buddies he got hit with the EFP a few months back. He lost a lower part of his leg. I mean, sometimes it kind of pisses me off just sitting here watching these guys because it's like he could have planted that, you know. He could have planted that IED that fucked up one of my buddies. And sometimes I just want to take it out on them, but you can't. You got to hold back. I mean, we're trying to help these people out, and they're trying to disrupt us from helping, you know, help their own people out. That's a bad guy to me.
I've seen Humvees cut in half by explosives, you know, and RPGs and everything like that. And it's when you climb that vehicle, you know, sometimes you don't know if that's going to be your last time ever climbing in that vehicle.
I got blown up back in July. It was my last IED, and the entire Bradley, we got trapped in there, and I actually contemplated shooting myself because I couldn't get out the Bradley, and I didn't want to die burning alive.
Tell me about your worst day in this place.
It sucked. I smoked like 2 packs of cigarettes in an hour.
This is after something happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
I lost 2 of my friends. And that's all I want to say about it. I lost them.
What can you do? He was doing his job, being a fucking hero. Something a lot of people don't know how to be. The only way you can become a hero in this fucking war is to die. Give everything all.
No, he shot right in the diaphragm. Yep. 1, 2, 3, go. Come on.
All right, there we go. All right.
He's got a gunshot wound straight to his diaphragm, exit wound left kidney.
you when I'm done. Right here on the table. Can I be? Yep. Come on, give me an interpreter, please. How you doing, buddy? Hey.
This kid was shot at a checkpoint, and the people that brought him in said that it was an accident, he shot himself.
You get a fucking line going or what?
You know, it was a drive-by, but they just wanted us to think that it was an accident because they didn't want to present to the Americans that they were losing control. Because if we lose control, then we won't get the money. Then, you know.
Fucking, what's his name?
Keep looking at me, all right? Nabil. Yeah, that's right. Stay right here.
Nabil. Yeah, he's here, buddy.
Hey, yeah. Stay with me.
How you doing? Stay with me, okay?
There you go.
There you go. Keep breathing.
We're good. All right, sweet.
My experience in war is not usually in organized theaters. It is places of revolution where society basically falls apart. The thing that has always gotten me in my life in these places is the people caught in the middle. I don't know how to describe the guilt, I guess, of how many times I've had to go into a place, take pictures of people suffering, take pictures of people being slaughtered, dying in my camera lens. And them thinking I'm there to help by telling their story to the world, which in my head, I was a journalist. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the truth out. I was trying to be the bearer of terrible truths so maybe the world would understand. The worst part is always you leave them behind.
These are just my KIA bracelets for my friends that we've lost over here this time. Corporal Tito Polito and Corporal Winterbottom and Sergeant Greca.
IEDs and everything have been a lot more complex. We definitely kind of cringe at the fact that, you know, one could go off at any second.
They just hit a pressure switch. I mean, it's hit or miss. It's pretty fucking random. Either you hit it or you don't. And yeah, just pretty much so you remember them. So like, hey, this was my friend. It's a way of like keeping them with you. Like, this was my friend that I used to hang out with, and that we've been through some bullshit together, and now they're fucking gone. It's just a way, I guess, of remembering them and keeping them with you and shit. So.
Last question. When you lay your rifle down, when you go home, and you're with the person you love, the person you trust more than anyone in the world, and that person looks you in the eyes and says, James, tell me the truth. What was it like? What are you going to say?
I can't tell you. Can't tell you what it's like. You know, how are you gonna? How can you look somebody in the eye and tell them, man, I've killed people? How can you look somebody in the eye and tell them, fucking, you know, I'm hurt. You know, fucking that my body is just so beaten up and destroyed.
Tell me the truth. Tell me what it was like. What are you going to say?
I don't know if it can be described in words to someone who doesn't experience it. I mean, it's horrible. It's exciting. It's fun. It's disgusting. It can't be described in just simple words. It's something that has to be experienced.